Hello and welcome back to KNF Design. If you're new here, my name is Katie and I try to bring a wide variety of different craft projects to you. If you ever have a craft project you would like me to show you how to make or just want to see me try to make it, let me know down below and I'll try my best to bring that to you. If you like today's craft project, make sure to hit those thumbs up. It really does mean a lot to me and it helps bring my crafting videos to more crafters like you. Don't forget to also hit that subscribe button if you haven't already. That way you don't miss out on any of our crafting fun. So with that, let's get crafting. So today I'm going to be showing you how to make a very elegant candle. This one is specifically going to be a Mother's Day themed one with a logo that we're going to put on it, a little tag I guess. But you don't have to use it for Mother's Day. You could leave it blank and just have a nice elegant candle with our stuff inside. This one's from IKEA. I thought it smelled nice. And then we'll add some stuff to the top here to make it look elegant. You could do a birthday. You really just change up any part of this to make it for whatever type of gift you would like to give, or even just keep it for yourself. So I'm going to be actually mixing some colored wax and put them on little pieces up here at the top. Now originally I had this silicone mold with some like succulents that were really pretty from Joann Fabrics that I was going to use, but I didn't have a light green candle wax. You can use different things to change the color of your wax, but I didn't really want to mess around with that. Some of that, just be really careful that it's whatever you use is flammable, or not flammable, sorry, with whatever you do use if you go with coloring your own stuff. I've heard like mixed reviews on crayons and things like that, so maybe if you don't plan on burning the candle, you could use stuff like that, but just be careful if you are coloring your wax. You can also get a lot of colored waxes from Dollar Tree. I just had these on hand, so I thought I'd go with them. And this has a nice scent to it, so even if these didn't have the scent, like if you went with the Dollar Tree ones without scent, I think that'd be okay, because this one's already has the scent. But if you do mix scents like we are here, this one's not, but this one is, just make sure the scents match and go well together. I thought about also using the really tiny one here. It's a little big, but we might use some of those here. These are technically resin molds. This one's really, just any silicone mold should work. This one's very small detail, so I mean a couple of these are here. So we might use those and see how it goes. And then here's some little roses. So we'll just see what flowers come out and then decorate after we make our molds. So we're gonna melt this down and pour them into the molds, and then I'll show you how to add them on top. To add them to the top, you just need a heat gun to warm up the candle. A hairdryer could also work. And then I'm also just going to be using a pressing mat to work on to protect my surface since we'll get hot. Normally I would do all of this in my stove. If you have like a candle you want to melt down, you just stick it in the oven on a low setting. I show that in my other candle video I made. I can link that for you. And then I like that method the best. But since these are small candles without a glass, I think I'm just gonna melt them down in this container. We'll see if they'll melt down well with the heat gun so you can see it here instead of moving to the kitchen. But just note the kitchen, I recommend just doing it in the oven. That works really well. And then you pour that melted hot wax in these molds wait for it to dry, and then we'll pop them out. Then for the label that we're going to create, I'm going to do, this is a white sticker paper. I'm just going to do a print then cut. The design I am using is actually from Creative Fabrica, and I'll show you here on the computer in just a second. But I kind of like the white sticker background to make it not opaque, just so it's really nice and visible. This design has an SVG file, so you could also do it out of vinyl, but since this is a small candle and the style that I'm using is very fine detail, it's gonna be so much easier. Just print a sticker and stick it on. You could also use something like this to do like a clear sticker like this, but like I said, I kind of want that white background on mine. So I'm gonna use this one, but there's other options if you like maybe the clear style as well. Just make sure that you get the sticker paper that fits your printer. So I have a laser printer, so I needed to make sure it said laser compatible, and both of these are. Most common is probably the inkjet though, so. And I believe this Avery brand also has the white. This is kind of just an off-brand one, so, but it still works well. So I'll show you that. And then you may also just need some silicone mats to help protect your surface. I think that's all, so let's jump on over into the computer. So I decided for my candle label, I'm going to use this pretty design I found on Creative Fabrica, and I'll have this linked down below. She actually has it in that colored design that I'm going to use, a white and a black. So she puts it on like t-shirts. If you use that clear sticker paper, that's what it would look like, but I'm going to make it white. And I think I like this colors, so I'm going to use that. So it's, once you download it, you can either do 10 free trials, so try Creative Fabrica, or just pay for it. But once you get the file, or you could use others, she actually has few different designs that you could use that are really pretty too, and there's a bunch on Creative Fabrica. I liked that could be a pretty one. I thought about using this one. So there's a bunch of Mother's Day ones. If you're giving it to somebody for their birthday, you could do the flowers. So there's a lot of options here. But once you have your file, it'll come in a zipped folder, so you just right click it. It'll be a little different depending on your computer or system that you're using. And then you just hit extract all, extract. So now it is unzipped, and you need that because Cricut cannot upload files if they are zipped. So here's the black one, the white one, and we want the colored one. Typically I like using SVGs, so if I'm cutting this out I would do this, but I'm just going to do a print then cut, so I just want the image, which is a PNG file. So I'm going to be selecting that one. So let's go to Cricut. We have our Cricut design space open. We're in a canvas, and we will just go to upload, upload image, and then we will take this image here and just drop it right in. You could have also hit browse and selected it that way. So there's our design, and I always like to hit complex, continue. It already has this checkered design behind it, which is perfect. That means it's a clear background. So just apply and continue. This is if it's just cutting all these images, all these little shapes, which like I said, that's going to be pretty tiny to try to cut out. So I'm just going to make it a nice sticker and put it on. So we'll click the print then cut. You can rename it and put it in categories if you want. And then upload. So then we'll select it, add to canvas. So you will want to size it accordingly to whatever size you want it to be. And we also want to make a border, like the sticker background. So I'm going to do that one, or that one. I think this one might work best. And then we will rotate it so it's facing the same way here. And I'm going to change it to white because I want it to be just a plain white background. But so it doesn't get lost here, I'm going to go over here to my canvas. And then you can actually go here then and click color and change the background of your canvas. And we will send this to the very back. Size that down just a little bit. Select both, align and center. That looks pretty good. Change it just a smidge. Okay. Now, I want to make this into a sticker and not cut all those different things. So I want to flatten, and it's a print then cut. So this is one piece, and it's a 1.67 by 2.4. So I'm going to go measure my piece and actually change the size accordingly. And also we'll just save it. And then once it's the correct size, you'll hit make it. And there it is on a piece of paper. These are the registration lines, which is what's going to tell the Cricut machine where your piece is in accordance to the paper. So see how this is in the right upper left hand corner. When we feed our mat into the machine to cut it, we'll want to make sure that that's the side that's in the upper left hand corner, just as it's seen here. We can move it around if we want, but I'll just keep it there. You can also change the size there. And then you'd connect to your machine. I need to go turn it on and just hit send to printer. Since this is a white background, I'm going to turn off the bleed. If I had the color going all the way to the end, I would want to leave that bleed on. That way, if the Cricut machine's cut is just a little bit off, none of that white shows. So then we can hit print. It'll go print this, and then I'll load it into my machine. And I just need to connect my machine. That's why it's telling me that. But once it prints, I'll turn on my machine, and this is going to be, I like to use the washi tape setting with more pressure for this particular material I'm using, but yours will differ a little bit. So my printer just printed a little label here on a white sticker paper. Again, just make sure you put the paper in the correct orientation when you load it into the machine. For this one, just my specific paper, I'm doing a washi sheet, default pressure, but that'll depend on what you pick. And then these black lines are the registration lines. So your machine has a little light, it'll read this so it knows exactly where your design is, so it knows where to cut. So now we just peel off our sticker and put it directly on our candle. And just kind of elevates it a little bit. Now we'll make some little pieces for the top. You could tie some little twine around it if you want. Twine's always cute. I wouldn't do it in the middle just because then you cover that up, but you could do it towards the top. Or just keep it nice and simple. And then just remove the wax, the wick. I let this cool just a little bit so I can handle it, and then we're just going to pour this wax, hot wax, into our molds here. A little messy with that, but it'll dry and then we can scrape off some of that excess. So I waited overnight for my candles to dry. It just was late by the time I was doing it. You don't have to wait that long. Some of them sunk in just a little bit. If you're doing actual candles in a container and that happens, just heat it up again and then it'll be nicer. But let's pop these out and see how they turn out. So here's how they all turned out. I think they really Turned out well, a lot of detail, even these small little intricate pieces here. And here's some little ones, and all that extra wax, I can throw it together and do some more. And if you have any of those little extra pieces, they break off pretty easily. So now we have lots to pick from to put on top of our candle. Like I said, I think that one's gonna be a little too big for this candle, but I can use it for something else. But these little ones would be pretty. We can do a butterfly, maybe some of the little flowers. Not quite sure what I'll do yet, but there's some options for you. And to add them, all you have to do is use your heat gun and just melt that top just a little bit, and then they'll set right in there. Kind of like how some of them are a lighter pink versus a darker, and that's just because these are thicker molds. So I think I decided to go with some little butterflies and flowers on the top. They are kind of like that. So to attach those to my candle, I'm just going to use my heat gun here to heat this up just a little bit. Just start to get a little wet, and then we'll place those on top and let them harden. So here's our elegant Mother's Day candle. You could just simply change this out, so it could be a birthday candle, or change out, maybe they like the flowers we did instead of the butterflies. But it just really looks like a high-end candle. I didn't want to do any twine or anything, I just kept it simple, which sometimes simple is nice as well. So let me know what you think. I really enjoy making candles, and if you do, please let me know, because I'd love to be able to make more, but I also want to show you what you like to make. I hope you had fun crafting with me today, and I will see you next week. Bye for now.